Hello students. So today we are going to do the 10th standard SSC question bank for chapter 3, that is circles. So let us start with MCQ. So the first one is there are two circles intersecting each other such that each circle passes through the center of other. Okay, so for that I have done the figure over here. So A and B are nothing but the centers of two circles, and AB is the distance between the centers of two circles. And the question is, what is the radius? So from the figure you can see that the radius is equals to 12. Next, a circle touches all sides of a parallelogram, so the parallelogram must be a rhombus. So that is a property. Okay, so if a circle is touching all the sides of a parallelogram, that parallelogram will be a rhombus. See the next one, the figure is over here. ABC is inscribed in a circle with center O. So I've done the figure. So angle C is 65. So by inscribed angle theorem, we know that arc AB, what I've shown with blue color, is 130. So if 130 is arc AB, what will be the remaining part of the circle? That is 360 minus 130, that is 230. Option D. Next is an important MCQ, fourth one. Okay, so they have given ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, and see the relation what they have given. Twice the measure of A is equal to thrice the measure of C. So that relation I have written here. Okay, so 2 times A equals to 3 times C. So if I shift C and numbers, so what I'll get is A upon C is equals to 3 upon 2. So what we did in 9th standard, let the common multiple be x. So A will be 3x, C will be 2x, and we know the property that opposite angles are supplementary. So we'll get 3x plus 2x is 180, that is 5x is 180. After I divide by 5, I get x equals to 36. And the question is you have to find the value of only angle C. So that is 2x. So 2 into 36 is 72. So angle C is 72 degree. Next, how many circles can be drawn through 3 non-collinear points? So it is a direct answer, that is one and only one circle. Next, two circles of radii 5.2 and 4.2, 5.5 and 4.2 touch each other externally. So for externally touching circles, the property is we have to add the radii. So we'll get answer as 9.7 centimeters. If it is internally, we have to subtract. So these are the two properties we have to remember. Next, seventh one, direct answer again. What is the measure of angle inscribed in a semicircle? In a semicircle, the angle inscribed is always a right angle, that is 90 degree. Next, eighth one, two circles of diameter 8 and 6, they touch each other internally, so we have to subtract, but be careful that we have to subtract the radii, not the diameters. So the diameters are 8 and 6, so the radii are going to be 4 and 3. So 4 minus 3, answer is 1 centimeter. The next one, the ninth one. Okay, now see, I've done the figure on the right hand side. So they have given ABC are the points on a circle. Arc AB and arc BC are equal, that is 120 degree. I've shown that. And by inscribed angle theorem, we know the property that the angle is half of the arc. So angle A and angle C are going to be half of 120, that is 60 degree each. So if A is 60, C is 60, angle B, which is the remaining angle, that angle is going to be 60. So angle B will also be 60. So if all angles are equal, it is a equilateral triangle. Let's see the last MCQ. Okay, again PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral. Angle S is given as 180 degree. See the figure. Angle S is 180. Opposite to angle S, I am showing by green arrow. Opposite to angle S is angle Q. I am using single letter for your understanding. So we know that opposite angles are supplementary. Okay, so the addition is 180. So if angle S is 80, angle Q is going to be 110. And we have to find out angle RQT. So by linear pair, we will get answer as 180 minus 100, that is 80 degree. Okay, students, so with this we finish with all the MCQs. Question number 2, 1 mark each. Let's see the first one. How many circles can be drawn passing through a single point? So take any point on a surface, on a paper, you can draw infinite circles. Okay, so answer is infinite. The next is a direct property. See the figure. If dp is 7, the question is dq. So these are nothing but the tangents from external point, and we know that they are congruent. So dq is also 7, and the reason is given tangents from external point. Okay. Third one, again what we did in MCQ. There are two circles of radii 3.5 and 4.8. They are touching each other internally. So the property is the distance is equal to the difference of the radii. So that is 1.3 centimeters. Okay. Let's see the next one. Again a property. The measure in the angle inscribed in a semicircle is 90 degree. Why? Because semicircle is 180 degree. So what is the measure of semicircular arc? That is 180 degree. Okay. Next, fifth one. They have given the measure of two arcs. Okay. So arc BC, see here I'm writing in the figure, is given as 110. Arc AB is given as 125. You have to find the measure of arc AC. So the total is 360. So from 360 we will subtract the sum of 110 and 125. So we'll get answer as 125 degree. Okay. Let's see the next one, sixth one. So they have given there are two angles inscribed in the same arc, or you can say angle inscribed in the same segment. So if PQR is 50, see the figure. If PQR is 50 degree, angle PSR is also 50 degree. Reason is angle inscribed in the same segment. Okay. Let's see the next one, seventh one. Okay, direct answer. We know that the radius and the tangent are perpendicular to each other. So the angle CAB is going to be 90 degree. Reason tangent perpendicular to radius. Next, a typical sum of a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, so they have given angle A as 75. I'm just using single letters, but make sure that in exams you use 3 letters. Okay, angle A is given as 75, so angle C is going to be 180 minus 75, that is 105. Reason, opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. Next sum, ninth one, that is a property from 9th standard. Okay, see the figure. They have given the chord. Okay, I'll just show you. The whole chord is given as how much? 16. And the question is, we have to find out only DF. Okay, so the property is what? DF is going to be half of the whole chord, that is 8 centimeter. Reason, perpendicular from the center bisects the chord. Okay, so with this we finish with sum number 9. Last sum from question number 2. Okay, an important property, we call it as inscribed angle theorem. Okay, see the figure, I have done the marking. Angle is given as 35 and we have to find the measure of arc AXC. So the property is angle ABC is half of the measure of arc AXC. The reason is inscribed angle theorem. So after we shift 2 on that side, the measure of arc is 70 degree. Okay, students, I hope everything is clear till now. So if you are liking this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video and share it to all your friends, students. Okay, so let all of them get a benefit of this. Let's start with question number 3, that is activity. Okay, so let's see the first one. I've done the marking in the figure so that you can understand the concept very properly. So the first statement is AB is equals to BD. The reason is radii of the same circle. Next, BC is equals to BE. Again, radii of the same circle. And angle B, I'll do that marking in the figure, students. Angle B over here is equal to this angle B. Okay, and obviously we are writing here in 3 letters. So we can say that the two triangles are congruent by SAS test. Okay, a simple sum. Let's see the second one. Okay, same thing, all the markings are done in the figure. They have given angle C, okay, means ECF is given as 70 degree. So we know that if the central angle is 70, the measure of arc, see this, I'm marking that in the figure, the measure of arc is also 70. Okay, so that is, you can call it as, the reason what they have given over here is nothing but definition of measure of arc, or you can even write down central angle is equal to the measure of the arc, okay, whatever. And the next is the sum of all arcs is how much? 360 degree. Okay, sum of all arc is 360. The reason is measure of complete circle. So two arcs are already given, that is 270. And how do we find the measure of the remaining arc? 360 minus, okay, 200 plus 70, that is 90 degree. That is nothing but arc DE. Arc DE. And again, see the figure, we want to find arc DEF. Okay, see here, DEF, this total arc. So this total arc means what? This is 90 and this is 70. So total is 160 degree. Arc DEF is 160 degree. Okay. Okay, students. So the next sum is very important. It is a board sum. Okay. So just have a look at the figure. I have just enlarged the figure so that you can understand. So the first step, property what we are using is nothing but exterior angle is equals to sum of the two remote interior angle. So that is the first thing. Angle STQ is equals to angle SPQ plus angle PSR. Okay, now the next property what we are using is insert angle theorem. Okay, now see this, angle SPQ is nothing but half of arc SQ. Angle SPQ is over here. Okay, opposite to that is this arc SQ. See, I'm shading just now. Yes, and next is angle PSR. See the figure, angle PSR is nothing but half of this arc PR. Okay, so the next is half common. Okay, this half and here this half, ye half common le liya, and what we get is arc SQ plus arc PR. A very important property, remember this. Okay, now let's see the fourth one. Now here they have given that the two chords EF and GH are parallel. You can see I've done the marking in the figure. So these are nothing but alternate angles. Okay, the next is the angle is half of the arc. See the arrows in the figure. So the first is angle EFG is nothing but half of arc EG. The next is angle FGH is nothing but half of arc FH. Okay, now what you can see is as these two angles are equal, now these angles are here, these two angles are equal, I can say that the arcs are also equal. So the next step is nothing but arc EG equals to arc FH. So if the arcs are equal, what I can say that the chords are also equal. Okay, so we are using 2 times insert angle theorem. Okay, let's see the next one. Important sum, an important property actually. We know this property, angle inserted in a semicircle is a right angle. Okay, so just see the figure, this is a semicircle, arc AXC is a semicircle. So this measure is 180 degree. That is what I have written in the first box. And by insert angle theorem, we know the property that angle A is nothing but half of angle AXB. So that is half of 180, 90 degree. Next sum, this is nothing but a theorem that angle inscribed in the same arc are congruent. Okay, so what we see is angle Q. Okay, here see the figure, angle Q is nothing but half of this arc. Which arc? PTR. Okay, again angle S is also half of the same arc. Here I'm marking with red. Okay, the reason is what? Insert angle theorem. So if the arcs are equal, see this here, the arcs are equal. So can I say that these two angles are equal. Yes, and that is what we have written here. Okay, so the property is angle inscribed in the same arc are congruent. Next, a board question, students, important. They are given a figure and you have to just write down the name of the major arc and the minor arc. Okay, so minor means any arc whose measure is less than 180 degree. So arc AXB, see the figure, is nothing but a minor arc, this arc. So the measure is 100, and the remaining part of the arc means we are talking about arc AYB. This is nothing but 360 minus 100, that is 260. That is the major arc. Okay, now let's see question number 4. Easy and a typical sum. Okay, they have given angle C as 52 degree. From the figure we can say that angle A and angle B is 90 degree because tangent perpendicular to radius. So in a quadrilateral, if I have I have three angles, how do I find the fourth angle? 360 minus sum of all other angles, so we get answer as 128 degree. This sum can also come as an MCQ. Okay, let's see the second one. Okay, in the figure I have given all the markings. The radius r, AN is 13 and MN is 5. Okay, so we have to use simply Pythagoras theorem, but the first statement is important. Why angle M is 90 degree? We have to write down the reason as tangent perpendicular to radius, and then you have to write down Pythagoras theorem. Students, I have written here PT, but in exam this is not allowed. Make sure that you write down the whole Pythagoras theorem. Okay, I'm just writing in short. So we got radius as 12 centimeters. Very easy. Okay. Next, for the third one, I've done the figure here. Okay, they have given two parallel tangents. So if we have two parallel tangents, then the distance between the two tangents is nothing but the diameter, that is AB. See the figure. So that is 2 into the radius, that is 9 centimeters. Okay, now the next sum, very important. Again, it is a board sum. Question number 4. We have the figure and the solution is here. Okay, so here if you see the two tangents, see in this figure, the two tangents are intersecting here. Where they are intersecting? They are intersecting outside the circle. Okay, so the property is the angle. What you have to find out means I'm talking about angle M. Angle M is equals to half of the difference of the two arcs, what it makes. Difference of the two arcs means what? See the figure, this arc and this arc, the difference of these two arcs. Yes, so half of 125 minus 37, half of 88, that is 44. A direct sum, very important. Okay, and we'll be having one more kind of sum, okay, after this. Now see, the next is question number 5 and 6. Okay, the questions are below and the solutions are on top. Again the same thing. Now for the fifth sum, okay, they have not given the diagram, so we have to understand the question and then draw the diagram. So the question says at a distance of 15 centimeters from the center. Matlab kya? Distance OB, see the figure, is 15 centimeters and tangent is 12 centimeters, and the question is you have to find the diameter. Simple, you have to use Pythagoras theorem, giving the reason that tangent is perpendicular to radius. We got the radius, just do double of that, we get diameter as 18. Okay, for the next one, the sixth one, okay, for this figure the calculations are here. They have given arc AXB as 100. Okay, so if you see the figure, arc AXB is 100 and our angle ACB is nothing but the central angle. So the measure of the angle is nothing but equal to the measure of the arc. You can write down the reason as central angle property. So that is 100. So if 100 is the measure of one arc, what will be the measure of the remaining part of the arc? 360 minus 100, that is 260 degree. Okay, and easy sum. Sum number 7, students, is important. Again, it is a board question. Okay, I've written everything in the figure. You have to find out the radius. Again, like the previous sum, we have to use Pythagoras theorem. So after using Pythagoras theorem, I got the value of r as 6. Okay, now students, just have a look on the right hand side where I've done the figure. Okay, I got the radius. Now that radius is ml. I'm writing here 6. Okay, now have a look at angle K. Okay, now this is the side opposite to angle K, that is 6. Now 6 is half of the hypotenuse. That is what I have written here. ML is half of hypotenuse. And what is the property? That side opposite to 30 degree is half of the hypotenuse. So by 30, 60, 90 property, angle K is 30 degree. Okay, angle K is 30. So now I already have angle L as 90, angle K we got 30 by the property. So angle M is going to be 60 degree remaining angle. Okay, yes, an important sum. The next sum, yes, again this is important students. This is the sum what I was talking about, okay, previously. Here if you see, the two chords intersect inside in the interior of the circle. So the property is this angle here, I'm marking it red. This angle is equals to half of this arc plus this arc. We are adding these two arcs in the sum what we did previously. Okay, it was outside, so it was minus. Yes, so now what to do? Just write this property, that is the measure of the angle, okay, is nothing but half of the sum of the two arcs. Okay, okay, here they have given angle AB. Now see the students, again have a look at the figure. Okay, I'll just erase this. Now this property also works this way. See this. This is the angle given. So what are the two arcs? Arcs AE and arc DC. Yes. Okay, so actually this sum is of this kind. So these two arcs you have to add. It also works the previous way, what I showed you. It also works this way. So angle ABE is nothing but equal to half of the sum of the measures of two arcs, that is AE and DC. So here they have given the measure of angle is 108 equals to half of 95 plus arc DC. Shifting 2 will give me 216. Shifting 95 will give me minus 95. The measure of the arc is 121. Okay, an important sum. Okay, let's see the next one, question number 5, that is 3 mark of activities. Okay, so what they have given, this is an important theorem students. Yes, tangent from external point. Okay, so what they're given, that PD and DQ are the tangents from external point, and we have to prove that the two tangents are equal. Okay, now let us see the figure and do the marking. If you see the figure, PA and AQ is equal, that is nothing but the radii of the same circle, and AD is congruent to AD, this is nothing but the common side, and angle P and angle Q, they are equal, tangent perpendicular to radius. So I can say that the two tangents the two triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side test, and since they are congruent, I can say that the two tangents are equal, that is DP equal to DQ. You can pause the video and understand the theorem very properly, students. Okay, let's do the next one. Important, very important. Cyclic quadrilateral, we know the property of cyclic quadrilateral. What is that? Opposite angles are supplementary. That is angle R plus angle N is 180. We are just substituting the values of R and N. The extra step I've done on the right hand side. Okay, adding the like terms together, that is 5x plus 4x is 9x, and minus 13 plus 4 is minus 9. After I shift, I get 189, and then we get the value of x as 21. And after we substitute the value of x in the respective angles, we get the angles as 92 and 88. Okay, now here after you get the angles, if you add 92 and 88, okay, I'll just check whether I'm getting 180 degree. Yes, I'm getting 180 degree, means what? Your calculations are correct. Okay, so this is going to be a self-check sum. So if you get the value of x wrong, suppose like maybe you did some mistake, you got 18, 19 or 20, then the addition won't be 180. Okay, let's see the third one, an important one. So I've done some markings in the figure. Angle ACB, the whole angle ACB is 90 degree because it is angle in a semicircle, and CD is the bisector. So half of 90 is 45, 45. Okay, that is what we have written in the second step. Okay, so now just have a look at the figure. The angle what I marked is 45. So opposite to that angle is this arc. Okay, and we know the property by inside angle theorem, this arc is double of the angle, so that will be 90 degree. That is what we have written in the activity below. Okay, so we got this as a right angle 90 degree. Okay, so just let me remove all other things and do the marking in the figure. We got this angle is 90 because the arc was 90, and we know that AO and BO are equal. Okay, radii of the same circle. So if I get this part, does that mean that DO is nothing but the perpendicular bisector? Yes, it is 90 degree and it is dividing into two equal parts. So that is OD is the perpendicular bisector of AB. Okay, and if it is a perpendicular bisector, property from 9th standard, any point on the perpendicular bisector is equidistant from the endpoints. Means what? AD will be equal to BD. That is the last step. AD equal to BD. Okay. Now let's see the fourth one, students. Now I've already done some marking in the figure. Okay, now these two angles are nothing but vertically opposite angles. Okay, these are vertically opposite angles. So I've done with a dot. Now if I see the smaller circle, okay, just have a look. I'm doing some marking. Can I say these two sides are equal? Yes, these two sides are equal because these are nothing but the radii of the same circle. So can I say that angle Z is equals to this angle A, what I'm marking with green? Okay, yes. So I will take these two angles as A, or you can take it as XX or any variable. Now can I do the same thing for the bigger triangle, bigger circle? Can I say YZ equals to YB, radii of the same circle? So this is an isosceles triangle. So can I say that angle Z equals to angle B? Okay, so can I say these two angles will also be A? Okay, so what I got is all four angles are equal. Okay, here all four angles are equal. So let me remove all other things. Okay, let me remove all other things. So can I say now that this angle A is equals to this angle B? If these two angles are equal, can I say this and this is parallel? Yes, and that is what we have to prove. Okay, students, I've written the activity. You can pause the video and understand the sum. Okay, let's see the next one. Yes, this is again an important property. We have to prove that the exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to the angle opposite to its adjacent interior angles. Okay, so let's see what we are doing. So the first is angles in linear pair. That is what I have marked in the figure. Okay, so these angles I marked here. So angle DCB plus angle DCE is 180 degree linear pair. Now have a look at the figure. Can I say this angle C plus this angle A as 180 degree? That is what I have written here. Okay, that is what I have written here. Now both are 180. Okay, both are 180. So can I put the left hand side of the first equation and the left hand side of the second equation equal, because the right hand sides are 180? So that I'm doing it here. This I have cancelled. I'm writing it properly over here. Okay, so since my right hand sides were equal, 180 180, I am putting the left hand sides equal. Now if you see the left hand sides properly, you can see that angle BCD is common, and since it is on the opposite side of equal to sign, I'm directly cancelling it. So what I get is this. Okay, so remember, in a cyclic quadrilateral, okay, this is a cyclic quadrilateral. In a cyclic quadrilateral, this angle, this exterior angle is always equals to this interior angle. Okay, E angle and this angle is always equal. That is the property. Okay, let's see the next one. Again, it is proving the two triangles congruent by hypotenuse side test. Actually, we got the same theorem what we did some time back. Okay, so first is tangent perpendicular to radius, the next is common side, and the third is radii of the same circle. I will just fill that. OM is equal to ON. ON will come here. OM equal to ON. Okay, so the two triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side test. So I can say that angle MRO, see the figure? Okay, MRO is congruent to angle NRO, that is CACT. Okay, let's see the seventh one, students. We have to show that is a square. Okay, now have a look at the figure. BO and CO are equal, that is the radii of the same circle, and AB and AC is equal, that is tangent from external point. Okay, and they have given that in the first step only, students, see this, they have given that AB is nothing but the radius. So see the figure here, instead of AB here I am writing R. So if AB is R, is AC also R? Yes. So in this quadrilateral, see this, in this quadrilateral I have all sides equal, AB, AC, CO and BO, all sides equal. If all sides are equal, what is that quadrilateral? That quadrilateral is a rhombus, not a square, students. Okay, remember that when all sides are equal, it is a rhombus. Here in a rhombus, if one angle is 90, okay, see the figure, angle B here, angle B is 90, because we know the property that tangent perpendicular to radius. So in a rhombus, if one angle becomes right angle, then it is a square. Understand the concept very properly, students. Okay, you can pause the video and understand the sum. Okay, let's see the next one. Students, question number 6, first one are the theorems. I would prefer you doing it from the text only. Okay, see the next one, sum number 2. Okay, and here I have done some correction in the third part. Okay, that is I have removed this part, distance PQ, ये निकाल दिया है. Okay, instead of that it is distance OR. The first question is, what is OP? See the figure, OP is nothing but 9. Why? Because OP is the radius. Okay, now for the second question we need to understand a very simple concept. This is O, the radius is 9. Now if I have a point Q whose distance is 8 centimeter, so anywhere, so it will be till here only, because it is 8 smaller than 9. Okay, so see the second point, if distance OQ is 8 which is smaller than the radius, then that particular point has to be in the interior of the circle, because it is smaller than radius. If the point is at a distance of, say, suppose 12 centimeters or 11 or 10, okay, then that point is going to be in the exterior of the circle. Okay, a basic concept. Now the next thing, if distance OR is 15, see the figure, OR here I'm writing OR is 15. Now this I took point R on the right side. Can I also have point R on the left side? Yes, I can have point R on either sides. Okay, so just let me remove r on the left hand side for understanding. Okay, so now can I find PR by Pythagoras theorem? Yes, that is what we found here. Okay, and the question is how many locations of point R? Answer is 2 locations. Okay, there are 2 locations on point R and the distance PR is 12 centimeters. Okay, by Pythagoras theorem. So either the point R is on the left or it is on the right. Okay, next, again an important sum. First thing, see the figure, radius is given, MR is given as 10, we found OR. Okay, no, they have given, yes, OR is given as 10. Okay, we found MR by Pythagoras theorem. Okay, see the steps, we got by Pythagoras theorem, we got under root 75. Okay, so we know that root 75 means 5 into 5 into 3, so 5 will come out, so I will get 5 root 3. I will get 5 root 3. So MR is 5 root 3. So in the figure I am writing here 5 root 3. Okay, now again students, the concept what I explained you before. Okay, just a minute, please have a look at the figure first. Now what you see is, let me remove 10, let me write it over here. This angle R is opposite to MO, right? Angle R is opposite to MO and MO is half of the hypotenuse. See the second point here. MO is half of RO. So what is the property? That side opposite to 30 degree is half of the hypotenuse. So that angle MRO should be 30 degree. MRO should be 30. Okay. Now let me remove everything from the figure. Now I got this angle as 30. Similarly, I can even get this angle as 30. So the total angle is 60 degree. See the third point. The total angle is 60 degree. Okay. Let's have a look at the next sum. Easy sum. They have given that chord AB is equals to chord CD. Okay. Have a look at the figure. Chord AB. So if chord AB and chord CD is equal, can I say that arc AB means I am showing with a brown color, golden brown color, arc ACB is equal to arc DBC. These two arcs are equal. Okay, that is what I have written in the second step here. Now what you see is arc ACB. See the figure. Arc ACB is made up of 2 arcs, that is AC plus BC. AC plus BC, and arc CBD is also made up of 2 arcs, that is arc BC plus arc BD. Arc BC plus arc BD. Okay, that is what I have written in the second step. Now what I see is arc BC and arc BC is common, which I am cancelling. So what I get is arc AC equals to arc BD. That is arc AC is congruent to arc BD. Okay, just have a look at the figure. The arc what we cancelled is nothing but this arc, the common arc here. The arc we cancelled. So what we get is arc AC, I'm showing with pink, is equals to arc BD. The common arc we got, we cancelled. Okay. Next question, sum number 5, a board sum. Very, very important, students. Okay, we have to find 3 things. It starts from here. Okay, the sum starts from here. Now they have given that chord AB is equal to the radius. So just have a look at the figure. Chord AB is equal to the radius. So if chord AB is equal to the radius, can I say that this is nothing but an equilateral triangle? That is what I have written. Triangle AOB is equilateral triangle. And if it is an equilateral triangle, we know the property that angle is 60. See here. Here I am writing 60 degree. Angle O is 60. Okay. So if angle O is 60, What will be angle C over here? Angle C is going to be half of 60. Half of 60. Property inscribed angle theorem. Okay, property is inscribed angle theorem. Okay, so we got the first part. The next is arc AB. Okay, now arc AB, we got the first also, we got the second also. Now the third part is arc AB. So arc AB is nothing but equal to the central angle, that is 60 degree. Okay, 60 degree. Now students, if you see, I have done something in green. This is something I have done extra for you. Okay, if they ask you to find the arc of the remaining part, let me remove the everything what I've done in the figure. Now if they say find this arc, what I'm showing with pink, if they say find this arc, yes, they can include the question anytime. We got this arc as 60 degree. What will be the measure of the remaining arc? This part, that is 360 minus 60, 300 degree. Okay, and that is what I've done here, the calculation. Okay, just an extra part, an important sum. Okay, let's see the next one, the sixth one. So here they are given angle L is 35 degree, and we have to find, the first thing what you have to find out is measure arc MN. So in the figure you see that MN is the arc opposite to this, so this is going to be the double of the angle. MN is 70 degree. Okay, the arc is double of the angle, so we got that. So the first part is easy, direct sum. The next part is you have to find out the arc of ln, the measure of arc ln. Okay, now yes, this is the calculation. Okay, now if you see the figure, just a minute, the two chords are equal. See here, lm is equals to ln. If the chords are equal, can I say that the arcs are equal? This arc and this arc, what I'm marking, these two arcs are equal. Okay, so what I'll do, I will just take those arcs as x, and the arc which is at the bottom mn, that is 70 degree. Okay, so the two arcs which are equal, I took it as x, and the arc what we found is 70. Now we know that the total is always 360 degree. Okay, so x plus 70 is 360. Okay, so that is what I've done on the right hand side. See students, x plus 70 is 360. So after we shifting, I got x as 145 degree. Okay, understand the sum properly. Okay, the seventh one. Okay, the question is at the bottom, students. You have to prove that a rectangle is a cyclic. Very easy sum. Now we will use both the properties, one property of a rectangle and one property of cyclic, and sum is over. What is the property of a rectangle? See the first two steps, that ABCD is a rectangle, so angle ABCD all are equal, that is 90 degree. That is a property. And to prove anything as a cyclic quadrilateral, what we have to know, or what we have to prove, is that opposite angle should be supplementary. So if angle C and angle A, means angle A plus angle C is 90 plus 90, 180. Similarly, we have angle B plus angle D as 90 plus 90, 180. Okay, so I have opposite angle supplementary. So I can say that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, means a rectangle is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, easy sum. The eighth sum, students, again it is important. Okay, so let us do step by step. Okay, I've done all the information in the figure. They have given that angle S is 110. Okay, so if angle S is 110, opposite to angle S, what is the arc? Just show with pink color. Talking about this arc. Okay, I'm talking about this arc. So this arc is going to be double of the angle. So if the angle is 110, the arc is going to be 220. Okay, that is the first thing what we found out. Arc PQR is double of that, that is 220. Okay, That is the first thing. Next is opposite angles are supplementary. Okay, see, angle S and angle Q. Angle S and angle Q, these are nothing but the opposite angles. So S plus Q is 180. So angle Q is going to be 70 degree. That is the second thing what we got here. Okay, on the left hand side. So on the left hand side, we found two things. Arc PQR is 220 and angle Q is 70 degree. Okay, now what they have given is the two chords are equal. See the figure, PQ and QR are given equal. So it is a cyclic, it is a isosceles triangle. So since it is an isosceles triangle, I can have two angles equal. Okay, so I'll take those angles as x and x. So x plus 70 is 180. After I shift and I find, I get x as 55. That is this step, x equals to 55 degree. Okay, and the question is you have to find out arc QR. Now let me remove everything from the figure. Okay, let me write down the x what we got, 55. I got this angle as 55. Okay, and the question is you have to find out QR. You have to find this angle. Okay, so this angle is going to be the double of the angle, that is 110 degree. Okay, see the calculation. Students, the next sum is again important, a slightly big sum. I want you to understand this very properly. Okay, so they have given the figure, and what I've done the part of the figure on the right hand side. Okay, in the question they have given that chord RS is parallel to tangent. So if chord is parallel to tangent, can I say that angle Q is also 90 degree? Right, I'm talking about this step where I'm putting a green arrow. Angle Q is also 90 degree. I'm using single letters for you to understand, students. Okay, but in exam, make sure that you write down angles in 3 letters. Okay, so angle Q is 90 because the tangent and chord are parallel. And in the question they have given that Q is the midpoint. Okay, so if Q is the midpoint and OP is the radius, so each part is going to be R upon 2, R upon 2. Okay, in the figure I have specified that, and OS is the radius, so that is R. So now have a look at the figure. I'm talking about this triangle. I'm talking about this triangle. This is a right angle triangle. Okay, this is a right angle triangle. Now in this we are using Pythagoras theorem. Okay, now see this. In this, if I use Pythagoras theorem, I'm writing that theorem here. Just have a look at the triangle and have a look at the formula what I've written. OS square equals to OQ square plus QS square. Okay, so now I'll take the screen down. Now I'm going to substitute all the values from the figure. Okay, now after I substitute all the values from the figure, this is what I get. Okay, now OS is R. I'll just show you the steps. R square equals to R upon 2 square plus 6 square. Okay, so what I'm doing is I am squaring R upon 2 square, that is R square upon 4, and then I'm shifting that on the left hand side. See the next step on the right side. R square minus R square upon 4 equal to 36. LCM is 4. So I get into 4 to the first term. So 4R square minus R square upon 4, that is 3R square upon 4 equal to 36. After I shift the terms, I get R square equals to 36 into 4 upon 3. Now I'm not multiplying. Why? Because what I can see is 36 and 4. 36 and 4 are a perfect square. Okay, so see the next step. So R equals to 36 and 4. Square root is 6 and 2. And 3 doesn't have a square root, so root 3. Sum is over, but rationalization is important. So into root 3, I get 12 root 3 upon 3, reduce 4 root 3. Okay, so the radius is 4 root 3 centimeters, or whatever the units are given. Okay, an important sum. You can pause the video and understand the calculations very properly. Okay, now let's see the next one. Yes, same thing. I've given all the information in the figure. Okay, Angle O is given as 70 degree. If angle O is 70, the measure of the arc PR is also 70. That is the first step, central angle property. Next, the chords are given equal. See the figure, PQ is equals to RS. If the chords are equal, the arcs are also equal, and they have given the arc as 80. So we have two arcs of 80-80, that is arc PR and arc RS, PQ and RS. Okay. Now we have all the arcs and you have to find which arc QS. See, I'm showing with blue color. We have to find this arc. So how do we find the remaining arc? From 360, we are going to subtract all these arcs. Okay, so that step is over here. See this part. Okay, RQS is nothing but 360 minus 80 plus 80 plus 70. Okay, now the last part is arc QSR. Okay, just let me remove everything from here. So we have to find out RQSR. So QSR, this arc, total arc. So that will be what? RQS, that is 130 we got, and arc RS, that is 80. So 130 plus 80, we get 210. Okay. So students, with this we finish with the, no, sorry, we have one more sum. Sorry. Yes, the 11th one. Oh, that is an easy sum. Okay, they have given angle P as 40 degree. We know that angle M and an angle R is 90 degree each. And how do we find the remaining angle? That is 360 minus 90 plus 90 plus 40 in bracket. So we get answer as 140 degree. Okay. Let me see, we have one more sum. Yes, we have one more sum. Yes, 12 sum, students, an important sum. Yes, you mark this sum also important. So what I've done is, students, I've divided this sum into two parts. Okay, part A and part B. So part A is, what I've done is I have just shown the two chords, okay, so that you understand the sum easily. Okay, so they have given that the two chords are equal. The two chords are parallel. So if the chords are parallel, I can say that angle E and angle H is equal. I've shown with dot. Yes, E and H is equal. So I'm writing those angles over here. Angle E equal to angle H. Now those two angles in the figure, students, see, I have marked. I'm marking now with blue color. Angle E and angle H. Now have a look at the figure carefully. Angle E is opposite to this arc. Which arc? Arc FH. And angle H is opposite to this arc. Which arc? Arc GE. So can I use inside angle theorem? That angle E is half of arc FH and angle H is half of arc EG, right? Inside angle theorem. Okay, now let me remove everything. Okay, now just have a look at the steps what I'm showing you. I'm highlighting with yellow color. See here, angle E is equals to angle H. I'm shown here, right? Now these angles are here also. Angle E equal to angle H, right? So if angle E equal to angle H, can I say that arc FH will be equal to arc EG, right? From 1, 2 and 3, right? Arc FH equals to arc EG. Now see the figure what I've drawn. So these two arcs I'm showing in the figure. Arc FH equals to arc EG. Now if the arcs are equal, see the figure carefully. If the arcs are equal, can I say that the central angles are equal? Yes. So I got angle EOG equals to angle FOH. That is what we have to. Okay, students. So with this, we finish with part 1 of question bank. Okay, because the chapter is very big. So the part 2 I'll be uploading after a few days. Okay.